Begin interview. Log entry subject Z13. The saboteur has...
Sebastian. Seriously, as flattering as that little nickname is, if you're gonna put me through this, Doc, then you should at least tell them my real name.
Ah, yes, of course, my mistake. Subject Z13, Sebastian, has been apprehended alive after the events of the recent lockdown at the Hadale Black site. He has been taken in for questioning in regards to the incident. There are a number of these questions that come from members of the XRP team, in particular, that we are somehow required to ask.
You let your expendable unit ask interview questions. Maybe this will be more entertaining than I first thought. That or more idiotic. Though, with all things considered, I presume it'll be the latter. Alright, Doc. Let's get this over with.
During the lockdown, what did you do during your spare time?
Oh, mostly taking a look around the old place, looking for things some of you researchers misplaced in the frenzy. Documents, USBs, things of that like. Wouldn't want such valuable information to get lost now, would we? I became a collector of sorts, picking up little trinkets, flashlights, code breachers, medical supplies. Most I didn't need at the time, but you never know who might stop by.
Why did you decide to assist the XRP teams throughout their expeditions to retrieve the crystal?
I like to consider it a form of mutual exchange or a symbiotic relationship. The Expendables would give me any sort of documentation they had on them in exchange for things I picked up around the site that they might find useful on their little expedition. The Expendables then do what they do best. They die in an extreme and dramatic fashion. I then retrieve whatever they might have dropped, do it all over again when the next team drops in, and boom! Profit.
What did you plan to do with all of those black site documents?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It's apparent that a side effect of your mutations resulted in having your legs replaced by a large tail. How did this affect your mobility? How did you adapt?
You get used to it. After enough time, obviously. I can swim faster than I can walk, slither. But that isn't to say I was slow by any means. Quite the contrary. I do have what I like to call phantom legs on occasion. Sometimes I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have legs again at all.
Out of all of the other subjects within the facility that you've interacted with, do you have a favorite?
Not really. I mean, you've seen them, right? They're not exactly much for chit-chat. Not to mention a lot of them have homicidal tendencies. Though I suppose I related with the infestation the most. Before you slaughtered it deep down, I think we had a mutual understanding and acceptance that both of us weren't getting out of here alive. Freedom. It deserved this as much as I do.
What abilities do your mutations give you?
What? Are you fucking serious? What do you mean you don't know? You all are the reason I'm even like this in the first place. You mean to tell me you don't have a fucking record of all the times you cut me open, took me apart, and put me back together? You didn't even bother to keep track of anything?
Were the experiments performed on you painful?
Painful? Painful? Were they painful? Oh, what could have given you that idea?
If you had a chance to go back and do things differently, would you? Subject appears too agitated to continue. This will conclude today's questioning. End of